Welcome to Module 9. We're in the second half of Chapter 8, the Comparison Contrast Essay and Styles of Communication. And I'd like you to turn your book to page 159, and you can go ahead and open up your computer just like I have to the document. And if you look at page 159, you'll see that we're going to be talking about using the two patterns of comparison for the comparison contrast essay. There's pattern A, and that's actually on page 157, and you'll see that it has 3 body paragraphs and 2 examples under each of the 3 body paragraphs. And then there's pattern B, and that's over on page 159 at the top, and you can see that there's just 2 body paragraphs, but those have 3 examples for each body paragraph. So altogether you're still going to compare and contrast 6 examples, whether you use pattern A or pattern B. And the homework, if you take a look at the homework, you can see that I've given you, for the first exercise, it's exercise 5 on page 161, and I want you to read the article about my 2 brothers. There's 2 brothers that are being compared and contrasted starting on page 159, and then I've asked you to answer all 6 questions on page 161. Hopefully I've made this quite easy for you, and if you look at the exercise, I've just asked you to type in the blue spaces. I've given you the first letter of the answer, and I want you to type in the specific word or phrase that might go in that blank after the ellipses, the ... So you can see down all the way down at number 6, I've given you an outline as well, and you can see that this outline is either pattern A or pattern B, and if you look at it closely, it is going to be pattern A, right? It has 3 body paragraphs, and it has 2 examples per paragraph. Still has 6 examples, but I've given that to you, and I'm just asking you to fill it in. And then exercise 6 on page 161, if you'll take a look at that, this is a writing exercise, but I'm asking you only to write an outline, to pick one of these questions here and then write an outline. You'll see that it's pattern A type outline, and you need to write a thesis statement and then write 3 topic sentences and give 2 examples of comparison or contrast for each one. And the next exercise, it's on pages 161 to 163, exercise 7. If you look at exercise 7, this one, it's another reading called My Old Neighborhood. So he's comparing, this writer is comparing his old neighborhood with the way that the neighborhood looks today. So there's going to be comparisons and contrasts about his neighborhood. Again, I've asked you to write all 8 questions, fill them in, and you can see that number 8 again is an outline. Again, all you have to do is fill in the word. You just read very closely through the article, and you should be able to find the exact word. I've given you the first letter of each word for each of the questions and the outline. There's also at the end of that exercise 7, you'll see that there's an alternative way to write even a shorter outline for that long essay that's actually 7 paragraphs. Your next exercise is exercise 9 on page 163. Exercise 9, page 163, and you're going to look at transition words and phrases on page 164 for comparison contrast essays to either show the similarities or introduce differences. Exercise 9, though, is just using the two phrases on the contrary and on the other hand. And you should be able to figure out pretty quickly what the difference is. There's a difference between those two phrases, and I've done the first two for you. And the last exercise before your paragraph, your outline in your paragraph, is editing. And that editing exercise is way over on page 170. You can see that I skipped a number of exercises that I didn't think were so important for you to learn how to write these this type of an essay. So you just need to look for 5 comparison errors, the language, the grammar of comparisons. Find those, change them, just type in the corrections into this paragraph. You'll find 4 subject-verb agreement errors and then 3 verb form errors. And your final writing assignment is over on page 170, and I'm asking you to pick question 1 or 2. Again, these match the writings, the articles that you read at the beginning of this chapter, and you can read those to get some idea of how they set those up, get some background about how to answer these this essay, and to form an essay with comparison contrast. And so you can see that I've asked you again, you need to pick either pattern A or pattern B. Please do not do both. Pick one type of pattern for an outline, and I'm noticing that a number of you are writing your paragraphs and no outline. So please write the outline first instead of going backwards and then writing an outline from your essay. You want to plan it by using an outline. So pick pattern A or pattern B. Write the outline, and then from that outline please write your essay. So you're either going to have a 4-paragraph essay with 3 examples in each body paragraph, or you're going to have a 5-paragraph essay with 3 body paragraphs and just 2 examples for each one of those. Make sure that you have a clear thesis statement, and I've given you again the directions for writing the introduction paragraph, the body paragraphs, and the conclusion paragraph. The introduction and conclusion paragraphs are the same directions as the last essay that you wrote for chapter 7, the example essay. So if you have any questions, you can contact me. If you don't understand how to write this essay, please feel free to contact me. You must send your essay to Hamid Hamidi. I've given you those directions. If you haven't seen them yet, you need to look for them on our Facebook closed group page. There's clear directions there for you sending your essay and outline first with directions to Hamid Hamidi in the Writing Center. He will return it to you. You can make any adjustments, any corrections that you need, and then you can send it to me. So I'm looking forward to your essays, and I'll see you in Module 10.